What's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys had a fantastic Christmas and New Year's and you got to spend some time with your family. I went home back to the Yukon for just under 2 weeks. Yeah, I got to see all my friends and family. That was so nice. It was super cold, but really nice to be home for a bit. So for today's video, I'm just doing this sort of green halo eye. It's kind of snake inspired. Speaking of snakes, no, I'm not going to dish on somebody. I got a new tattoo. It's not done yet. I still have to go in again 2 weeks from the day that I'm filming this video and get the rest of it filled in, because as you guys can see, it's shaded on the top part but not further down. But yeah, I'm super stoked on it. I absolutely love it. I think it's so cool. If you live in Vancouver, you should definitely go check out the artist that did it. His name is Ryan Tsutsumi. And yeah, that's about it. Let's get into the video. Alright, so to get things started, I already primed my face using the Gimme Good Face primer from Trust Fund Beauty. And I primed my eyelids with the Smashbox 24-hour Photo Finish Shadow Primer. Right, so to start, I'm just going to do a little bit of color correcting. I've got this little Maybelline Coverstick concealer in green, and I'm just going to do some of these little blemishes. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab my Smashbox color correcting stick in the sort of peach color, the light one. Alright, and then I've been liking a bit more of a kind of dewier look recently. So I'm going to take my Benefit What's Up like stick highlighter, and I'm going to apply that just to my cheeks and then a little bit on my forehead and on my nose. And I like to bring it from my cheeks, I like to bring it like under my eyes a little bit more. I don't know, just nice. And I just buff that out with my fingers. Alright, then for foundation, I'm going to be using my Manuel Beauty foundation. It is their Filter Finish Collection Skin Perfector Foundation in the shade Light Filter 4. And I'm just going to apply that to my face and then buff it out with a beauty blender. Right, so with my foundation all blended out, I'm going to go ahead and do some spot concealing using my Tarte Maracuja Creaseless Clay Concealer. Okay, so with the spot concealing done, I'm going to go ahead and do my under eyes and then like highlight my T-zone and chin. And I'm going to be using the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Light 1 Chantilly. I'm like almost out of every single one of my concealers, so it's a bit of a process. Right, then I'm going to go ahead and blend that out again with my beauty blender. And then just taking kind of whatever I have left on the sponge, I'm just going to pat over my eyelids just to get rid of some of the darkness there. Alright, so for my setting powder, I'm just going to be using my RCMA powder. And then I just got a couple new sets of brushes. So my mom got me one. It was just one of those like Amazon sets, but it's actually really nice. And then I bought a bunch of stuff from Coastal Scents on Black Friday. So I got a set of brushes from them, and then those are actually all the eyeshadows I'm going to be using today as well. But yeah, this is just like a big fluffy brush. It's kind of tapered, so it's got a bit of a point on it, which is nice. And I'm going to be using that for my powder, at least under my eyes. Just got it everywhere. This happens every time. Normally right now I would set my eyelids as well, but I'm also going to be putting a white cream base on top of this, so it's easier to not have powder underneath it. So then for the rest of my face, I'm going to switch over to this big fluffy brush from Glow. So with my face all set, I'm going to go ahead and bronze. And I'm going to be doing that using my Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil bronzer and this other slightly smaller fluffy brush from Coastal Scents. Alright, so now that I'm all bronzed up, I'm going to go ahead and do some blush. And I'm going to be using the Too Faced Love Flush Long Lasting 16-Hour Blush in the shade Love Hangover. And I'm going to be using another little angled fluffy brush from Coastal Scents. And then to contour, I'm going to go ahead and grab my Tarte Tarteist Pro Glow To Go palette It is super messy. And then I'm going to be taking this little angled contour brush. This one is from that set from Amazon that my mom got me. So I'm just going to be using the contour shade Chisel. And then to clean up the nose contour, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Translucent Powder. It's a pressed powder, and then I actually, for this part, I just like using the little sponge that it comes with, and I just kind of fold it in half and tap it in there, and then just clean up the lines of my nose. Alright, so from here I'm going to go ahead and do my brows. I'm going to do those off camera because it's just kind of tedious, and I will be filming a tutorial on that specifically pretty soon, but yeah, BRB. Alright, so I'm back, got some eyebrows on. We can move on to some eyeshadow now. So because I didn't set my eyelids before, they've creased a little bit, so I'm just going to grab my beauty blender and blend out those lines. And then I'm going to go ahead and take this NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk, the white one. This one's like dead, I need a new one. I'm just going to go ahead and do a layer of that. And I'm just going to blend that out with my finger. Alright, so with that all nicely blended out, I'm going to go ahead and jump into some eyeshadow. So I'm going to be using all Coastal Scents shadows. I got all of these singles on Black Friday. They were like 90 something cents each, like super good deal because they're like amazing. So I am going to just start with this white shade and go ahead and set my whole eyelid first. And I'm just going to be using my Coastal Scents BRCN06 brush. It's just one of their blending fluffy brushes. Alright, so now we've got that color all nice and even, I'm going to switch over to this other little kind of fluffy brush. It's pretty similar, it's just a little bit softer. As you can see, I used it yesterday when I was trying out this look. So I'm going to go ahead and take this and I'm going to grab this yellow shade, and we're going to use that as the sort of transition shade up in the brow bone and crease area. This brush still has a lot of green on it, but it's not that big of a deal because we're going to go over it with green anyways. So. And you're just going to kind of bring that out around the outer corner of your eye as well, because towards the end we're going to kind of swing the shadow under your eye as well, and this just helps give that a nice transition. Alright, so the next shade I'm going to grab is this kind of lime green shade here on the side, and I'm going to put it in pretty much the same place that I put the yellow before, just focusing it a little bit darker and like more refined in through the socket line and like inner and outer corner. Alright, so after that I'm going to switch to this slightly smaller kind of pencil brush, also from Coastal Scents, and I am going to take this kind of deeper sort of pine green shade, and again through sort of the same spot that I put the lighter green, but gonna focus this one a lot more on the inner and outer corners, as it's like the second darkest shade we're gonna use for this. Alright, and then for the darkest shade we're going to be using a mixture of this sort of dark green color, and then this one, it's like, I don't know, it's kind of an almost purpley sort of black color. Kind of just looks gray. I don't really know. And we're only going to use like a teeny tiny bit of that gray shade in with the dark green, just focused only in the very outer and inner corner of the eye. Okay, so with the shadows all in place, we're going to go ahead and do the highlight on the center of the lid. For that, I'm going to be using a combination of a couple different kind of shimmer yellow shades. So first I'm going to go in with this one. It's a little bit kind of darker and more orange almost than the rest of them are. So I'm going to start with that one, and I'm going to be using this little sort of flat shader brush. And then just to highlight it a little bit more, we're going to go like right in the middle of where we applied the first yellow color, And we're gonna take this even lighter shimmer shade and actually a little bit of white as well, just to really make it pop in the middle. And then just to smooth out the transition between the green and the yellow a little bit, I'm going to take just a little bit of this green shimmer shade right here. Alright, and so I took the yellow shadow up like a little bit higher than my crease, so I'm just going to go back in with this same kind of pine green color and that pencil brush, and just go over it a little bit to clean that up. Alright, so that's pretty much it for the eyeshadow on the lid. I might actually just go in and add a little bit more yellow back, like where I had the transition shade, just to bring back some of that color a little bit because it got a little bit faded out. Alright, now I'm going to switch over to this sort of flat definer shader sort of brush, and we're going to take those dark green colors and bring them under the eye. So you're going to go just kind of in the same order that you did on the top, so you can swing the lighter green in the furthest underneath your eye, and then the kind of medium green in a little bit less far, and then the darkest green you're going to focus mostly in the outer corner. And make sure to really blend that into the eyeshadow that you already have there, just to have it all really smoothly wrap around the eye. Alright, so I'm just going to go in with a Q-tip and clean up a little bit under the eyes because it came down just a little bit low. Alright, so that is it for the eyeshadow. I'm going to go ahead and line my upper lash line. I'm just going to take my Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in Perversion, which is just their black one, and I'm going to take this Luxie 221 Flat Definer brush, yeah, and just tight line my eyelashes, and then we're going to pop some mascara on and go from there. So once that eyeliner is in place, I'm just going to go ahead and take my Tartelette palette, and I'm just going to grab the black from it and go over the eyeliner with that just to set it in place. Alright, so once you have your eyeliner all done, you can go ahead and apply some mascara. I'm going to be using my L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise. And I'm just going to make sure to really focus a good heavy coating on the lower lashes because we're going to be putting falsies on the top lashes anyways. Right, so I've got my mascara on. I'm going to go ahead and apply some falsies. I'm going to be wearing my KoKo lashes in the style Venus. So yeah, BRB. So I've got my lashes on. We're going to go ahead and do some highlighter. I'm going to be using my Tarte Tarteist Pro Glow to Go palette, and I'm going to be mixing Gleam and Burst together. For the areas around my eye, I'm going to be using this little flat brush, the same one that we were using for the center of the eyelid. So we're going to do the brow bone and the inner corner of the eyes. Great. And then I'm going to switch over to this different brush from Glow. It's a little bit bigger but the same sort of shape. And I'm going to use that to do the bridge of my nose. Right, and then for my cheekbones and my Cupid's bow, I'm going to be using this Luxie 522 tapered highlighter brush. Those. And I'm going to do just above the arches of my eyebrows a little bit. Great. And because the eye look is so bold, I don't really want to do anything that out there with the lips. So I think what I'm going to do is just take this Wonder Kiss To Go Wonder Kiss Lip Plumping Gloss from Wonder 2 Cosmetics, and I'm going to apply that, and then I think I'm just going to put another gloss on top of this, and we're just going to leave it at that. Right, so on top of this, I'm just going to take some of my Maybelline Shine Shot Prismatic Lip Top Coat, and it's just this sort of like, yeah, prismatic gloss. It's got a really cool reflect to it. Great. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and spray my face with my MAC Fix Plus spray. And that's it. That is all there is to this tutorial. Alright guys, that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, leave it a big thumbs up, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I hope you guys are all going into the new year with a super positive and motivated attitude, because I know I am, and that sounds super cheesy, but you know, I'm feeling good about it. Yeah, so if you like this video, then be sure to check out my other ones, and if that's the case, then I will see you in my next video. Mwah.